We are pleased to present our Department of Commerce Combined Federal Campaign CFC series, Conversation with Leaders. This week's executives are Alan F. Estevez, Undersecretary of Commerce for Industry and Security, and Matthew Axelrod, Assistant Secretary for Export Enforcement, and the CFC cause of the week is Environmental Protection.
Hi, I'm Grant Harris, Assistant Secretary of Commerce for Industry and Analysis in the International Trade Administration. I have the honor of serving as the Vice Chair of the CFC under the leadership of Secretary Raimondo and Deputy Secretary Graves, who are our co-chairs for the campaign. I also have the honor of being joined today by Undersecretary Alan Estevez, who leads the Bureau of Industry and Security. Undersecretary Estevez, thank you for supporting the CFC and for being here. I was hoping to ask you the question, what does the CFC mean to you personally?
Great, Grant. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about CFC. You know, as a longtime federal employee, CFC is a great opportunity to give back to whatever charity you want to do. You know, federal employees as a whole are already giving back. They're giving service to their nation, nothing more important. But there's a whole wide range of things that you can feel good about giving to, whether it's environmental causes, people causes, the arts. And at this time of year, there's nothing that can make a person feel better than giving what they can to others who do not have.
Well stated. Do you have any advice for our viewers who are wondering if they might be able to free up the time or free up a contribution to the CFC?
CFC's easy. Go through, pick the causes that mean something to you. Again, I just listed a couple of them, whether it's the arts, environmental causes, people causes, homelessness, regardless. People less fortunate than ourselves. CFC categorizes them, or they can go into a broad category. And you can do it in so many different ways. Just a check mark, a little deduction from your paycheck every week, or just a one-time contribution. Doesn't matter. Give. That's the important piece.
Thank you. That was very well stated. Thank you, Mr. Undersecretary. We really appreciate your time. And for all of you, please check out the CFC website. We've got all of the details that the Undersecretary was talking about, and we hope you'll make the time to give. Thank you.
Just do it.
Solid.
This week's CFC cause is environmental protection. The Earth is our one and only home, and it's up to us to preserve and protect it for the future of humanity. CFC charities help communities reduce the structural damage and loss from wildfires, respond more quickly to floods, and assist cities affected by major storms. And now the interview with Matthew Axelrod, Assistant Secretary for Export Enforcement.
Hi, I'm Grant Harris, Assistant Secretary of Commerce for Industry and Analysis in the International Trade Administration. I have the honor of serving as the Vice Chair for the CFC this year, working under the leadership of our chairs, Secretary Raimondo and Deputy Secretary Graves. Today, I have the honor also of being with Matt Axelrod, our Assistant Secretary for Export Enforcement in the Bureau of Industry and Security. And I wanted to ask you one question as we're thinking about the CFC and the good that it can do. Is there a time in your past where giving to a charitable cause or contributing your time had a significant impact on you?
Yeah, thanks, Grant. Yeah, for sure. When I was 17 years old, I worked at a community service organization called City Year, which is an organization that takes diverse groups of teenage kids and puts them together doing community service projects. And that experience did have a real impact on me. During that summer, we worked at a camp for special needs kids, helping to prepare the kids for a Special Olympics competition. And I'd like to think that we had a positive impact on the kids that summer, but I know the experience of doing service in that way has stayed with me ever since, and I think was one of the contributors to me having a career heavily focused on public service.
It sounds like it was really impactful and of great service. Any advice for our viewers as they're thinking about whether they might have the time or be able to make a contribution to CFC?
Yeah, I guess what I would say is, the dollars you give to CFC can have a real impact on the organizations that receive them. And if you happen to choose an organization that does works with people that engage in the type of human service I was engaged in, my pitch would be that you get a continued return on investment. In other words, the money you give this year doesn't just make an impact this year, but the people you will impact, that impact can last year after year after year. So I think that's a really good use of your charitable giving dollars.
Incredibly well put. I hope you all will check out more on our CFC webpage and look for opportunities to contribute either with your time or with making a donation to a great cause. Thank you so much.
This is a stress reliever. It's almost a sense of meditation when you can go into the woods, and it's a critical part of what makes my family.
I truly feel that our lives revolve around being in the forest with her, and I don't see that changing at all. And my hope is that she will develop a love for nature just like Ryan and I have.
Thank you for attending today's event. To learn about all the charitable organizations participating in the 2022 CFC, please visit givecfc.org. To donate, please go to CFC Giving System on opm.gov.